All right, so back when Ilhan had first made her comment about APAC and the whole, it's all about the Benjamins baby, I had done a story talking about how Bernie Sanders had privately called Ilhan to basically verbally show his support for her because, and it's very important because obviously, as the progressive, he's the de facto Democratic leader, by the way, and also a progressive leader of the United States, but also that he's Jewish. And that's kind of the problem that comes with identity politics is you start to get into the realm of valuing certain people's opinions based on their identity, which is something that is not good. But Bernie Sanders has done a hell of a lot better than AOC in defending Ilhan Omar, and so we are going to give him praise for this. So here's what this headline reads from The Hill. It says, Sanders defends Omar, can't equate anti-Semitism with legitimate criticism of Israel. So I'm actually going to read you guys what he said. He said, quote, anti-Semitism is a hateful and dangerous ideology which must be vigorously opposed in the United States and around the world. We must not, however, equate anti-Semitism with legitimate criticism of the right wing, Netanyahu government in Israel. Rather, we must develop an even-handed Middle East policy which brings Israelis and Palestinians together for a lasting peace. What I fear is going on in the House now is an effort to target Congresswoman Omar as a way of stifling that debate. So this is actually a legitimate comment. Now, AOC's been tap dancing around this, which I find disgusting because it means she's politicking in a non-necessary position and in a disgusting manner as well. But this is an actual good statement, okay? Because there are people like AOC who what AOC's been doing is she does the, oh, look at you being a hypocrite for not going after the Islamophobia of the West Virginia GOP, posting the picture, basically inciting violence and trying to draw a line between Ilhan and 9/11, which is insane. But that stuff is like shooting down that kind of nonsense is not in any way a firm defense of Ilhan Omar. A firm defense of Ilhan Omar is saying she did not say something anti-Semitic and explain why in at least brief detail, like Bernie just did. And she'll go out like some Juan Vargas was his name. He's a Democratic representative who literally verbatim stated that questioning the U.S. support for Israel is unacceptable. Verbatim quote, full stop. And so she called that out too. And it's like, but you're not. And also, a lot of the comments that she makes insinuate that Ilhan Omar did indeed say something anti-Semitic, when truthfully she didn't say anything anti-Semitic. And unlike Bernie Sanders' comment, her comments can be insinuated to say that she is guilty of anti-Semitic comments, which isn't true. And so, although this could have been a little bit sooner, although it's not all that late, so I don't have a problem with it. But what he does here is he clearly puts out that the implication of the statement is obviously that Ilhan Omar is not being anti-Semitic, but rather critiquing the Israeli government for, its war crimes, which, by the way, Benjamin Netanyahu was just indicted on charges of corruption, or it was announced that he was, and I believe he is indicted on charges of corruption by the Attorney General. And we also know that the UN is investigating war crimes, investigating whether or not Israel openly targeted civilians and also medics and women and children, etc., etc. So, what we're looking at here is very clear, all this kind of stuff to critique the right-wing Likud party in Israel. It's not a left-wing government. It's a far-right, insane lunatic government that I believe was arming neo-Nazis in Ukraine. And so he actually gives a real explanation and a breakdown of like, hey, what Ilhan Omar is saying is not anti-Semitic. You can't equate the two, which is what they're doing. And he says, that's what's happening. And so he has come out in support of Ilhan Omar. This is yet again another reason why he is such a dependable and reliable leader for the progressive movement, the real progressive movement in the United States. And it just makes me feel even better to be, I was a supporter of his ever since he was in the 2016 primary. So, whatever it be, 3-4 years now, as well as, being a donor to his campaign, etc., etc. Big shout out to Bernie for this one. Good job, dude.